Hi, I'm Coach Stephen Arnold. Welcome to week 7, day 4, where we look at micronutrients. So we've looked very extensively at calories and macronutrients, but we haven't really discussed too much about micronutrients. So we should know by now that calories determine body weight. The amount of calories that you consume versus the amount of calories that you burn are going to determine whether you gain weight, lose weight, or stay the same. And calories are made up of macronutrients, and the macronutrients determine composition. So if you don't have enough protein, you have too many carbs or too many fats, you're going to look fat. You might lose weight, but you're going to lose muscle and gain fat. And again, if you had the right amount of micronutrient distribution, protein, carbs and fats, you're going to end up growing muscle and losing fat and looking better. So calories determine body weight, macronutrients determine the body composition, how much muscle you have, how much fat you have. Macronutrients are protein, carbs and fats, and they're called macronutrients because we need them in a larger volume or a larger value than we do the micronutrients. So proteins, grams and fats, they're required in our body on a daily basis in a measure of grams. Whereas micronutrients, these are required in a smaller dosage on a daily basis. And these are measured in micrograms or milligrams. These are like thousandths of a value of the macronutrients. Micronutrients make up macronutrients. Macronutrients make up calories. So calories determine body weight. Macronutrients determine composition. And micronutrients, these determine the health of the organism. And the healthier the organism is, the better it's going to respond to a calorie deficit or surplus. The better it's going to respond to the right or the wrong macronutrient content. So these are equally as important as macronutrients and calories over the long term. If you create a deficiency or you're not quite hitting your micro targets on a daily basis, it's not going to affect your daily weight, whereas calories will. Micronutrients are going to have an effect on the body long term. So micronutrients are things like vitamins A, B, C and D, magnesium, zinc, sodium, potassium. And these are all responsible for the biochemical reactions that occur within the body. So things like protein synthesis, growing muscle, fat oxidation, losing fat, the way that you sleep, the way that you think, the way that you act, all of that is responsible or is created through micronutrient content in the body. If you have a micronutrient deficiency, then you're going to be performing suboptimally in the gym, you're going to be recovering suboptimally, and yep, you've guessed it, you're going to be adapting suboptimally as well. So we want to make sure that we're getting a nice wide variety of micronutrients on a daily basis. So there's food, every single thing that goes in your mouth has a calorie value and a macro value. And these things are true in things that might be micronutrient poor. So things like McDonald's, things like white bread, white rice. These things have a calorie value and a macro value, but they're very poor in micronutrients. So you can lose weight on a poor diet. You can lose weight on a nutrient poor diet, but it is going to affect your long-term health. And these micronutrient availability are going to keep you away from long-term illness and disease. These things are going to keep a healthy organism. So what kind of foods would have a good source of micronutrients? Things like brown rice and sweet potato are far more nutritious and rich in micronutrients than cereal and white rice. These are root vegetables that have a high content of micronutrients. Things like fruit and vegetables and wholesome meat, organic meats. All of these things are going to be very rich in micronutrients and are going to contribute towards your overall health. So a diet poor in micronutrients, beers, fizzy drinks, white rice, white bread, McDonald's, fast foods, all of these things are very poor in micronutrients and are going to contribute towards ill health. And an ill person or an unhealthy person is going to look poor and respond poorly to calories and macronutrients. It's also risking long-term health and illness. So let's not neglect micronutrients, let's understand their importance, and let's value them just as important as calories and macronutrients, making sure that we're getting good, wholesome foods. And that's not to say that you can't have foods that are low in micronutrients, but just make sure they make up a smaller portion of your diet. Make sure that you're getting, whatever your compliance rate wants to be, whatever you want it to be, you can still have those foods that are low in nutrient value. As long as you're hitting your calories and your macros for the day, you can have a set portion of them, but just don't make it a large portion. Just make it 15%. Have a little bit of those kind of foods, but make sure the majority of your nutrition is getting made up from good, wholesome fruits, vegetables, animal meats, plant proteins, everything that's good, wholesome and colourful. These are going to lead to a better standard of health, and the healthier the organism is, the better it's going to respond to calories and macronutrients. Alright guys, I thank you for listening today. I hope you enjoyed the video. We'll look forward to seeing you on the inside. Peace out.